Hello everyone and welcome to our session on topic 3, consumer markets and business markets. So today we will explore how individuals and organizations make purchasing decisions and the factors that influence those choices. So at the end of this video, the following are our topics desired learning outcomes. So first is to gain deeper understanding about customer markets and buyer behavior. Secondly is to define the business market and explain how business markets differ from consumer markets. And lastly, explain the major factors that influence business buyer behavior. So first, let's define what's what. While both involve buying, the who and why are very different. Let us define what consumer markets are. So this comprises individuals and household that purchases goods and services for personal use, while the business markets involves organizations acquiring products to use in the production of other goods for resale or for daily operations. Now, the key difference here is that business buying decisions are typically more complex, they involve more people, and they follow a much more formalized process than consumer buying. Now, why do we buy what we buy? There are four major factors that shape our decisions. So first is the cultural factors, which pertains to the values, subcultures, and social. So when we talk about culture, these are shared values, beliefs, and customs, which we have an example for collectivism versus individualism. Now for subculture, these are groups with distinct values like ethnic or religious groups. Now for social class, these are divisions based on education and occupation. An example of this is the higher social classes, they often favor luxury brands. So the next one here is the social factors. Now under this factor are three subgroups, which are the reference groups, family, and roles and status. Now under the reference groups, these are groups that influence attitudes. So say for example, a teenager is choosing clothes favored by their peer group. Now for family, these have strong impact on groceries, cars, and appliances. So they consider their family members when purchasing these items. Now for roles and status, buying behavior is based on societal position. And a great example of this is changing position in terms of decision making in of purchases once the child or children are already working versus their parents. Then we have here the personal factors, which pertains to the age, occupation, lifestyle, life cycle stage, occupation, personality, the economic situation. Okay, so in here, there's a personal preferences that are being considered. So say for example, a construction worker purchasing a durable workwear, or a student who wants to buy a black shoes that's comfortable to wear. So the last one here is the psychological factors, and under it are motivation, perception, learning, and beliefs and attitudes. Now, motivations can be needs like safety, belonging, or esteem. Now, say for example, you are buying an organic food due to health-related motivation. Now, what will be your perception? Upon reading feedbacks and the contents of the product that you've bought, you found out that it will help you with your lowering your bad cholesterol levels. Now, learning comes when there are changes in behavior from experience. Now, if you happen to have your laboratory test done and you were able to see that there's a positive result, that it lowered your bad cholesterol, then definitely no, you continuously use the product. Now, beliefs and attitudes are formed impressions about the products. Knowing that it helped you, okay, with your health-related motivation, then definitely the beliefs comes there that you will be also uh, patronizing the product and sharing it to your loved ones. So that's the psychological factor. Moving on to the types of buying decision behavior, there are four. These are the complex, dissonance reducing, habitual, and variety seeking. Now, what is complex buying behavior? This occurs when consumers are highly involved in a purchase and perceive significant differences among brands. For example, buying a car involves extensive research, comparison of features, and careful evaluation before making a decision. Now, in dissonance reducing buying behavior, here, consumers are highly involved but see few differences between brands. For instance, when purchasing a carpet, buyers may feel anxious about making the right choice but finds brands quite similar, leading to post-purchase dissonance. So in psychology, dissonance refers to the mental discomfort experienced when a person holds conflicting beliefs or when their actions contradict their values or belief. Say, for example, you are a very thrifty person and yet you found a carpet that is cheaper than the one that you bought. Now, in order for you to justify your action, you will have this mentality that the pricey the product is, the higher um, quality and the long-term usage will compensate its price. Okay, so to reduce this uncomfortable feeling, people often change their thoughts or justify their behavior to make everything feel more consistent. Now, moving on to habitual buying behavior, this behavior is characterized by low consumer involvement and few perceived brand differences. An example is buying everyday household items like salt or sugar, where consumers often stick to familiar brands out of habit. And lastly, we have here variety-seeking buying behavior. Now, in this case, consumers have low involvement but perceive significant differences among brands. For example, a consumer might switch between different snack brands simply for variety, even though the purchase is routine. So, in buyer decision process, consumers generally follow five stages when making a purchase. First is the need recognition. It says here it identifies a problem. So realizing a phone is broken and it needs replacement, definitely. Now, in information search, reading online reviews and asking friends for recommendations. For evaluation of alternatives, you are gonna compare different brands based on price and features. Now, the purchase decision comes in choosing a specific mid-range brand known for reliability. And your post-purchase behavior is assessing satisfaction. Remember, a happy customer may recommend the brand to others. In the business world, the process is even more structured. It is influenced by environmental, which pertains to the economic conditions, supply of materials, technology, competition, and culture. You have organizational, which comprises your company objectives, policies, procedures, and structures. We also have interpersonal, which covers the authority, status, empathy, and persuasiveness, and the individual, which are age, education, personality, position, and risk attitudes. In the business buying decision process, there are 8 steps to be followed. And an example scenario is already given below. Now, let us do which is which. So for problem recognition, here you are going to identify a need. So a manufacturing company identifies the need to replace outdated machinery to improve production efficiency. For the general need description, this is about outlining products characteristics and quantity. Now, the company here outlines the requirement for machines with specific capabilities and a certain quantity to meet production targets. The third one is product specification, which is about determining technical product specifications. Now, the technical experts determine the precise specifications for the new machinery, including their size, power, and compatibility with the existing system. The fourth one is about supplier search. You are now going to identify the potential suppliers. The procurement team researches potential suppliers known for their quality and reliability in the industrial equipment. The fifth one is proposal solicitation. This is about requesting proposals from suppliers. Now, the company requests detailed proposals and quotations from shortlisted suppliers. Number six is supplier selection. This is about evaluating and choosing your suppliers. After evaluating proposals based on their price, quality, and service, the company now selects the most suitable supplier. Seventh is order routine specification, wherein you finalize order details. The purchasing department finalizes the order details, including delivery schedules, payment terms, and warranty conditions. Last one is the performance review, wherein you are going to assess your supplier performance. The post-purchase, company assesses the supplier's performance regarding product quality, delivery timeliness, and after-sales support. Before I end this presentation, here are the key takeaways of our lesson. Consumer markets focus on personal use, while business markets focus on production and operations. Consumer decisions are driven by cultural, social, personal, and psychological factors, while in business decision, they follow a structured 8-step process influenced by their organizational and environmental factors. And here are the references that we used for this topic. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.